Hello everyone and welcome. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most powerful and scalable architectures in modern deep learning, the mixture of experts, or MoE. If you'd like to follow along or customize the code yourself, the complete source code is available on our GitHub. You can find the link in the description of this video. We'll go beyond the theory and build a complete working MoE model from scratch using PyTorch. Our model will use a CNN to extract features from images and then use an MoE transformer layer to perform classification. We'll break down every single component: the gating network, the experts, the load balancing loss, and the final training pipeline. By the end of this video, you'll have a solid understanding of how to implement and train your own MoE models. Let's get started. So, what exactly is a mixture of experts, and why is it so important? Imagine a giant monolithic neural network. To process any input, whether it's simple or complex, the entire network has to be activated. All those billions of parameters are used every single time, which is incredibly inefficient. The mixture of experts model proposes a smarter way. Instead of one giant, we have a collection of smaller, specialized networks called experts. Then, we have a lightweight gating network that acts like a router. For each input, the gating network quickly examines it and says, okay, for this specific data, I'm going to activate expert 1 and expert 4. The rest can stay dormant. This is called conditional computation. We get the representational power of a massive model, but only pay the computational cost of a much smaller one for each forward pass. This is the key to scaling models to trillions of parameters, like we see in large language models today. Let's start our code walkthrough with the simplest piece, the expert network itself. As you can see, an expert is nothing fancy. In our implementation, it's just a basic two-layer feed-forward neural network. It takes the input data, passes it through a linear layer, applies a ReLU activation function, and then passes it through a final linear layer. Each of our experts will be an instance of this same class. The idea is that through training, each one of these simple networks will learn to become a specialist on different types of features or patterns in the data. Now, for the most critical part of the MoE, the gating func, or the gating network. This module's job is to choose which experts get to see the input. Here's how it works. First, it takes the input X and passes it through a single linear layer. The output of this layer gives us a score or logit for each expert we have. Second, we use torch top K to find the indices and scores of the top K experts. In our case, K is 2. This is the top K routing strategy. We are deciding to only use the best 2 experts for this input. Third, we apply a softmax function only to the scores of these top experts. This turns their scores into a probability distribution, giving us the weights for combining their outputs. Finally, we create a sparse tensor. It's a tensor full of zeros, but we scatter the weights we just calculated into the positions corresponding to our top K experts. This gives us a final weight vector where only the chosen experts have non-zero weights. The transformer block with MoE is where we assemble all the pieces. In its initialization, we create a module list of our experts and instantiate our gating network. Now, let's look at the forward pass. First, we get the sparse gate weights from our gating network. This tells us which experts to use and how much to trust each one. Second, we pass the input X to all experts and stack their outputs into a single tensor. This might seem inefficient, but on modern hardware, running these small, identical operations in parallel is very fast. Third, we perform the core MoE operation. We multiply the expert outputs by their corresponding gate weights. Since the weights for non-selected experts are 0, their outputs are effectively nullified. We then sum the weighted outputs to get our final MoE output. Finally, we add a residual connection by adding the original input X back to the output and apply layer normalization. which are standard practices for stabilizing transformer-like blocks. There's a common problem with MoE models. The gating network can get lazy and learn to always send data to the same few favorite experts. This means the other experts never get trained, and our model doesn't reach its full potential. To fix this, we introduce a load balancing loss. This is an auxiliary loss function designed to encourage the router to spread the work out more evenly. Here's how we calculate it inside our MoE block. After getting the gate weights, we first calculate the average weight or dispatch probability assigned to each expert across the entire batch of data. Then we apply a formula that penalizes this distribution if it's not uniform. We'll add this load balancing loss to our main classification loss during training. This nudges the gating network to explore using different experts, leading to better overall model performance. Now let's put everything together into our final CNN+MoE transformer model. The architecture is a powerful and common pattern. First, we define a CNN feature extractor. This is a standard convolutional neural network whose job is to take a raw input image and convert it into a flat feature vector that captures its important visual information. Then, in our main model class, we chain the components together. An input image X first goes through the feature extractor. The resulting feature vector is then passed to our transformer block with the mixture of experts layer. This block processes the features and also returns our load balancing loss. Finally, the output of the MoE block is passed to a final fully connected layer, FCOut, which produces the classification scores for our different classes. Before we look at the training loop, let's quickly look at the config.py file. This is a very good practice in any machine learning project. Instead of hard coding values like learning rate or the number of experts directly into our model and training script, we define them all in this separate configuration file. This makes it incredibly easy to experiment. If we want to try training with 8 experts instead of 5, or use a different dataset like CIFAR10, we only need to change one line in this file without touching the main application logic. Here you can see we set our dataset, model dimensions, and training parameters like batch size and learning rate. Finally, let's look at the training loop, which is managed by our trainer class. The most important part is how we incorporate our special load balancing loss. Inside the loop for each batch, we first pass the images through our model to get the classification outputs and the load balancing loss. Then we calculate our total loss. This is the key step. The total loss is a combination of two things: the standard classification loss, which is cross entropy in our case, plus the load balancing loss we calculated earlier, multiplied by a small scaling factor called alpha. By adding these two losses together, we ensure that when we call loss.backward, the gradients will update the model weights to not only get the classification right, but also to encourage the gating network to distribute the load across all experts. The rest of the loop involves the standard steps of zeroing the optimizer, backpropagation, and updating the weights. So let's quickly recap what we've accomplished. We have successfully built a complete mixture of experts model from the ground up in PyTorch. We implemented the individual expert networks, the crucial Top-K gating function that routes data, and the important load balancing loss that ensures all our experts get trained. We then combined these into a full-fledged image classification model and created a configurable training script to run it. You now have a solid foundation to start experimenting with MoE architectures yourself. Try changing the number of experts, see how performance changes as you vary K, or apply this model to other computer vision datasets. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this deep dive was helpful. If you found value in this tutorial, Please hit the like button, subscribe for more advanced deep learning content, and feel free to ask any questions in the comments below.